My name is Charles Bonner. I am 17 years old. I'm a student leader for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. On September 16, 1963, we had demonstrations here in Selma. There was some violence that occurred. There were 4 arrests, and we didn't want these kids to be lonely in jail. So we planned a march.
The day of the march, I know that I might get beaten up, I might get killed, but I gotta do what I gotta do. That was basically how it was. See, we already had a movement before Dr. King got there. We didn't do any violent demonstrations. You got Bob Mans and you got John Lewis standing right there together on the front of the line. All of a sudden I heard something sound like gunshot. I could hear people screaming and hollering and moaning and groaning. I could hear this. And I'm moving forward trying to get to closer up so I can find out what's going on. They were killing us and bragging about it.
What do you think about the movement in Selma today?
We dropped the ball. We got comfortable after we got the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Bill. That's the reason we have problems now, because we got comfortable. We stopped fighting.
Selma is real rough. I know like other places are rough too, but Selma is, to me, it's just rough everywhere. A lot of violence and killing, breaking in people's houses, stuff like that. Mostly violence though.
It's everywhere, like all over the place. Folks killing folks, drugs, fentanyl and stuff like that.
We've had 9 murders in 6 weeks. When I came here, one of the teachers was sad. I said, what's wrong? She said, a little child was shot just 2 nights ago. How many of y'all know somebody that's been murdered?
Oh, quite a few.
These persons need to be related to their reality right now. Right now. How many of you know the children that died from overdoses at Selma High? One was 13 years old, right? That's the reality.
So if my older brother is out here shooting people and acting crazy, then I feel like, well, that's who I look up to. I have to do the same thing. But I feel like we shouldn't think like that. But since that mindset has been stuck, like glued to us, that's how we feel.
My name is Charles Bonner. 60 years ago, black folks could not go into a lunch counter. You couldn't go into the movie theater on the ground floor. You couldn't go to a McDonald's and get a hamburger inside. You had to go around to the back, ring a little brass doorbell, and get your hamburger and your milkshake out of the back window. Because, why? Because we were black. So you're going to participate in the legacy of a very historic event led by kids just like you.
All I want y'all to do is repeat after me. Nonviolence.
Nonviolence.
For the courageous.
For the courageous.
And I'm courageous.
And I'm courageous.
Do you want to be courageous?
You want to be courageous.
Hey, nonviolence.
Nonviolence.
For the courageous.
For the courageous.
And I'm courageous. Do you want to be courageous? Listen up. Anyone can get you back.
girl, you don't ask for no permission. You born as leaders. Every one of you are a leader. You don't stand back and wait for nobody. You pick up your feet and cross the bridge. 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 I love to pray. I love to pray. I love to pray. I love to pray. I love to pray.
Selma became a symbol. People see it as a symbol of freedom. How ordinary people can do what was perceived as impossible through nonviolence. That's what makes it such a dramatic symbol. It's because people in Selma confronted terror. Yet it was young people who were bold, courageous enough, and also had the vision.
How many of y'all know young people who were your classmates or even younger who were here with you a few years ago, but now they're gone? You know people who've gone? Okay. Well, the question is, how long are you going to be here? The real question is what you're going to do while you're here. Can you make a difference? And that's what we're here to talk about.
There's a lot of violence here. A few years back, we were voted the 8th most dangerous city per capita. To be able to have people in the community that can not only speak and teach, but actually work towards something changing here is what we need. We need leaders, but we also need people to be able to have the hearts to follow until they're ready to lead.
How do you feel about being the future of this community? I was asking you. I want you to answer. You talk to me. You talk about how important education is. You tell me how important it is to find ways in which you can be an asset to the community. Let me say asset, a benefit for the community.
My brother Jay here and Anna, with my sister, I don't know where she is. We have created a nonprofit, the Selma Cross-Cultural Nonviolence and Performing Arts Academy with Reverend Crum, housed at your school, your private school. Reverend Crum is the treasurer, because we want Danny here, who's going to be our first teacher at that school, to teach you acting, teach you performing arts, teach you songs. You know, we have roads, you know, blues, gospel, jazz, hip-hop, all of those are American art forms that you created. Coming up next is going to be Elaine Brown. She's a classic pianist. She plays piano, she writes music, just like Rose. But we are a creative people, and as Danny was saying, you find your passion and it's transformational. You create that benefit you individually, you as an African American, and the greater community, and ultimately the greater world.
One of the most unfortunate experiences about being here, in the last 7 years, I've buried 30 plus young men and women to gun violence. It's like, God, we can't keep going like this. You know, these kids, you know, they need hope. And a lot of them feel like, you know, because of the environment and and what they see, the dilapidation in the community and things of this nature, they feel hopeless. How do I get out of here? Can I get out of here?
What's my path forward?
Yes, yes. And they see a lot of hopelessness, and it shouldn't be. Not in this community, the birthplace of modern democracy that brought true democracy to America, Selma, Alabama.
The one thing that can, I think, bring about a certain amount of healing is the arts, music, culture, plays. You know, Selma doesn't even have a choir. I didn't even know that. I really think that art is like a universal language.
I'm excited about its future. I believe that God has allowed something to be established that's going to outlive me and a lot of us. I want to see that because these kids need it.
Our history as artists in art has always been for one in terms of transformation, personal transformation, that transformation of community.
Oh, Jesus told me everything gonna be alright. Oh, Jesus told me everything gonna be alright. Oh, Jesus told me everything gonna be alright. Be alright, be alright, be alright.